954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop
Where
a foot
is that?
ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the sole authority today, 954-597-7060.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs. I have...
Oops, got the volume turned up. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you like the video, and if you're new, please subscribe. And everyone, click that notification bell.
Thank you.
Here we go. It's showtime.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid proving. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now, here's Steve Kane.
Hey guys, welcome to the program. Yes. 4 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. It's Thursday morning already. I have no idea where this week is going or where the week has been, but this week has been flying by. But it's not Friday yet, and with the way things are going in this country, is it ever the weekend? Oh my goodness, every day is just stressful news story after stressful news story. That seems to, that's what happens when you have Democrats running your country into the ground. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE 1. 888-465-2631. Geraldo Rivera on Fox News yesterday just said disgusting, terrible things about the Freedom Truckers in the Freedom Convoy. He was on with Tommy Lahren, but I'm gonna play this in just a bit. But Geraldo, a lot of you may say, who cares? And I get it. But if you notice, Geraldo, Jen Psaki, and other Democrats and members of the media are in a complete panic over the Freedom Truckers. And the reason's simple. Because they see what we see. MAGA is spreading. MAGA is spreading. And what's spreading are people that are, hey, listen, we're organized now. We're tired of the New World Order telling us everything that we're going to do every minute of the day, like we're a prisoner in a cell somewhere. What time to get up, what time to go to bed, how to button up your shirt, which sock to put on first. And for the first time in these last few years, now it's happening in Canada, and you notice, you see with the Freedom Convoy in Texas, you see how conservatives, how MAGA in this country are united with them. Because we have a common enemy, that is the political ruling class that has had way too much control and authority over our lives. And what's happened in Canada is an extension of what's been going on in this country for the last few years. For the very first time, true conservative people are organized as activists. And this is something new that's just happened in the first in the last few years. It started a little bit when Obama first became president with the town hall meetings on Obamacare. That's when the Tea Party formed, but the Tea Party fizzled out, unfortunately. The Republican establishment caused that, and the Tea Party fizzled out because we didn't have a charismatic leader like we have with President Trump. The Tea Party was like a leaderless movement, and without a leader, that's it. The ship goes down, and that's what happened to the Tea Party. The Republican establishment and the Democrat establishment both worked together to destroy the Tea Party, and they did it. But now we've got this MAGA movement with a great leader, and not only do we have a great leader, we got a great bench. Ron DeSantis, Noam, Don Jr., there's others, right? So we've got a movement that is not leaderless. They're a little leaderless in Canada right now, but someone will rise up. They will, eventually. And if you notice, there's been some questioning in the White House press briefing this week, and you're starting to see this in the media. I've been covering this story for a week, and the media, the mainstream media, have just started to cover the Freedom Truckers in the last couple of days. But if you notice, a lot of the media coverage here in the United States about the Canadian truck drivers is around, conservative right-wingers are supporting them. And they were asking Psaki about this. They're saying that right-wing conservatives are to blame and they're funding this, as if that's a bad thing. The press and the mainstream media are in this mindset where they don't believe that conservatives have a right to protest, a right to organize, and they don't believe conservatives have a right to fund activist causes that they support. Only the left have that right. And the reason they're so freaked out about it and think it's threatening is because it's never happened before. And now that it's spread across the border into Canada, that's changed everything. And every move the Democrats, the Republican establishment, and the media are making is total desperation. And the last moment in your life when you want to make a decision about anything is when you're in a state of panic or anxiety. Same thing. This breaking in of the Republican offices, the intelligence investigations into Republican MAGA members of the House of Representatives that we've been hearing about. Don't worry, I'll get into the Marjorie Taylor Greene story too. This is ridiculous what they're doing to her. That's a desperate act. A lot of people think, no, they're just emboldened. They just feel that they have a mandate. No, they're desperate. They're panicked because whatever polls we see in the news are not the real polls. Any poll that you and I have access to, like if I go to Real Clear Politics and go through the polls at Real Clear Politics, there's well-established polls there that we always see. Those are not true scientifically accurate polls. There's a set of polls called internal polling. You ever heard the phrase internal polling? Internal polling are the real polls that the parties and candidates see, that they never release to the public. We never see internal polling. Never. Because the internal polling shows how things really are. And the polls that we are given are push polls meant to drive us in one direction or another, usually in the form of a news story. And by the desperate acts that I am seeing from the media, the Democrats and the Republicans against Trump, I call them rats, I know everyone else calls them rhinos. What I'm seeing is, and guessing is, that they've seen the internal polls and they are having a meltdown. That's why all these crazy things are going on. And the issue with the truckers has just really, done them in. That really has them upset. And we've got these Republican governors, multiple Republican governors, that are going to investigate this left-wing GoFundMe crowdfunding scandal where they seized the money from the truckers, the $10 million. And that's a scary one for them because they're going to find a lot of wrongdoing by GoFundMe, not just with this instance, but with other crowdfunding things that they've been involved in over the years. And just because they refunded the donors their money doesn't mean that Ron DeSantis and the other governors are going to give up on it. So this is a great, great time for MAGA. It really, truly is. And this event with Geraldo Rivera yesterday just pathetic. Geraldo, he's an old New York liberal. Okay, so he's going to see things like a liberal, but it's important to see it and hear it because he's expressing openly on television how the rest of the left, the Democrats and the Republican establishment, feel about these situations, both the crack pipes and the truckers in Canada. And, when you listen to liberals in the media or even watch a little bit of liberal news, it's almost like you have a listening device in the enemy headquarters because the left on television tell you all the time everything they are planning on doing, like Geraldo Rivera yesterday. Now, our number is toll free. I want to hear your thoughts on all of this at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. It's a toll-free call from anywhere, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. So let me play this. This is Geraldo on Fox yesterday. He's in the studio with Tommy Lahren talking about the freedom truckers, and he doesn't like them.
To the freedom convoy, so-called. One man's freedom is another man's oppression. Their behavior has been nothing short of thuggish. In Ottawa, they've kept people in the neighborhood awake all night, revving their engines, blowing their horns. They've deprived Ottawa of businesses of tens of millions of dollars. Now they're blockading the international bridges. They are laying off people, cutting their shifts short in automotive assembly plants because they can't get the parts from Canada to the United States. They used their crowbars to threaten cops who were going to tow.
Really? Excuse me. They used crowbars to threaten cops. Where did that happen? Where's that image on the front page of the New York Times or the lead story on CNN?
Canada to the United States. They used their crowbars to threaten cops who were going to tow their trucks away that were blocking. They've told tow truck drivers that they'll remember them when this is all over. A clear intimidation tactic. To give them the mantle of freedom fighters is absolutely appallingly naive. I've spoken to my friends in Canada. They verify what I've said. New York Times is just reporting this 30 minutes ago. The Globe and Mail, the Toronto paper, this is for real. And now that it's spreading to other far-right groups in other countries and even to this country. I think, Martha, I understand the frustration about masks and all the rest of it, but to give these folks a pass is I think very destructive. Martha.
Tommy?
So Geraldo's calling them thugs who were terrorizing the community. To me, and I've seen a lot of the video coming out of this site. You know what it's like? It's like a sit-in. The old sit-ins. It's a nonviolent protest and a sit-in, like Martin Luther King and Gandhi. Now, what they have that Gandhi didn't have, and what Martin Luther King didn't have, is they have, really cool semi-truck horns that people like. Everybody loves that. So there's a lot of that going on, no doubt about it. Probably more since they outlawed the honking of horns. Can't honk a horn now. What if you're almost in an accident? Can you honk a horn? What if the light turns green, they don't go? Can you toot your horn at them? Is that a crime in Canada now, too? I don't know. But it's so interesting because what you have, Geraldo, who's an old liberal, old New York liberal, old New York hippie kind of liberal. Remember the long hair, used to have and all that. This is peaceful civil disobedience, which is something that the left love when it's their cause. And they just can't get used to the idea of conservative-minded people having social discourse like this. And, every Trump rally, every MAGA rally, Save America rally, every one of them is like the freedom truckers. Every one of them is a protest against the system of oppression against the people of this country. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to go to the phones after the break. I'm going to play more from Geraldo, too. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. All right, it's a toll-free call. And by the way, do not forget, check me out on YouTube, Brian Craig on YouTube. I live stream the radio show every morning, and I'm always putting videos and live streams and things on my YouTube channel. I upload my podcast there. I do live streams on the weekends from home on YouTube. So if you do not already follow me on YouTube, just search Brian Craig on YouTube, and you'll see me there, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with your calls and more of Geraldo and a whole bunch more. All right? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Hi, folks. Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West
Oh, $2 Super Chat. Thank you. That's AE. Everyone thank AE for that. Thank you so much.
realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start.
Steve Kane Show.
For a full array of age management
Hey, hold on.
modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance at 320-8893.
Brian Craig here. We heard from another loyal listener of the Steve Kane Show, Wisconsin Gary. He and his wife ordered the MyPillow foam mattress, and Wisconsin Gary called in to share their experience.
We ended up buying the MyPillow mattress, and believe it or not, Brian, for 2 days since we've had it, I have gotten the most wonderful night's sleep. First night that we got it, that when we were watching you on the show, that all of a sudden, didn't take long, I was already actually snoring in her ear. So that's how quick this mattress is really done for us. So we were really happy that we got this mattress. It's great. It just completely enlightens you in the morning and everything. And it's just an outright great product. We have the foam mattress that we have on here. We just love it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. And you know, with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, on the MyPillow foam mattress, 30% off.
What's that?
And you get 2 free MyPillows.
I don't want to say right now. It's from one of our listeners. I'm going to go through it on the YouTube in a bit.
Free shipping with the promo code KANE, KANE. Well, that's a great story, Gary. I appreciate that. And thanks so much. Yeah, he's a good
but don't take it out, though, because I want to unbox it.
MyPillow mattress, 30% off with the promo code KANE. You get 2 free MyPillows, a free set of 100% Giza cotton dream sheets with the promo
Gary,
code
Wisconsin
KANE,
Gary
free shipping.
sent
It's
me
amazing.
a
You can also order by
MAGA
phone.
care package.
1-800-716-4879.
I'll show you guys in a little bit.
1-800-716-4879.
Well, it was Wisconsin Gary and Mrs. Wisconsin. But I'll go through it in a little bit on YouTube. Oh, man, I got a story on Mike Lindell I'm going to get to in just a bit. Scary stuff going on, people. All right, I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. 888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Mike from Massapequa.
Hey, Mike from Massapequa. How you doing? Isn't that where Jerry Seinfeld's from?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld, a few different big comedians.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just wanted to, I don't understand, the leftists don't seem to understand that their insults just inspire MAGA. You know, when I read in the Times, New York Times, that they had described the supporters of the truckers as far right-wing, I had to immediately get online and make a donation through that Give, Send, Go to the truckers fund. You know, Geraldo, with Geraldo, I don't know if you recall, Geraldo shouldn't even be on the air anymore based upon other people's actions. He described Matt Lauer's activities as flirty. The news
as flirty. Matt Lauer, he's just as flirty. Remember Matt Lauer from the Today Show? He had a lock in his office that he could lock and unlock with a button on his desk, and he was locking women in his office, and then things were happening. Yeah.
And I don't know if you recall, Bette Midler, she became angry when he described Matt Lauer's activities as flirty, because she had accused him back decades ago of sexually assaulting her.
Yeah, he wrote a book. Geraldo wrote a book about all the women he had been with when he was doing his daytime TV show. So it was either the late 80s or early 90s, and Bette Midler came out then about that. Yeah.
So 5 years ago, when he defended Matt Lauer, she became angry again, and she tweeted that he had drugged her.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
and that he then assaulted her sexually with his producer, his radio producer. The two of them had assaulted her.
Allegedly.
Well, according to her, and he did not deny it. He said it was not as she described it.
Wow.
Right. So, but
wow.
Apologize for what did occur, supposedly.
Well, you know, Geraldo has a checkered past. There's no getting around that. And, you know, yeah.
Anything that these truckers were doing as thuggish. This guy was a thug for decades to be calling people.
Well, yeah. You know, and even when he was doing his Jerry Springer-like daytime talk show, remember when he got his nose broken? He's always been kind of a... But you know, it's so interesting with these old hippies like Geraldo and Neil Young and all these old... Howard Stern, all these old hippie radical lefties all of a sudden are into obeying the establishment. I thought they were about fight the power and all that stuff. What's happened? What's happened? They're all a bunch of old ladies now. No, I mean, how do you go? I'm serious. You know, Neil Young, who's, by the way, Neil Young's Canadian. I mean, he's all about Joe Rogan. I haven't heard him on the truckers. He's probably against the truckers too. What is it about these old lefties, Stern, Geraldo, and the rest, that has them totally reversed and now supporting the establishment over the masses?
I think because they now are the establishment. That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
They are the establishment.
So they like what's going on.
That's why everything is so messed up in the world.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I appreciate it. What other comedians are from Massapequa other than Seinfeld?
One from Police Academy.
Steve Gutenberg? Steve Gutenberg? Wow.
Yeah. Right, he's Massapequa. Back in the 80s, there seemed to be a whole lot of celebrities.
Steve Gutensberg's mother used to listen to this program. She's probably passed away, but she used to listen to this program. Yeah, she lived. Yeah. You know who else used to listen to this program? Mark Levin's parents used to listen to this program. They've passed as well. But yeah, we have celebrity listeners, or at least family of celebrity listeners. That's, well, in Florida, everybody retires to Florida.
I intend to very soon.
Oh, what part, do you know?
I don't know, but I intend to get on one of your cruises, that's for sure.
Well, then we moved our cruise to January because the restrictions are going away on the cruises, and by January they'll all be gone. So, yeah, and it's a week-long cruise on the Celebrity Apex. I can't remember our destinations, but they're pretty good. Yeah. Oh, you should. It's going to be a great one. All right, take care, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah, I appreciate it. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. And by the way, you can call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot on that. We have well over 100 people already scheduled on our next cruise. And, you know, what happened on the last one, I did mention it at the time, but since Mike brought it up, you know, with the Omicron, the CDC came in and they had all these crazy restrictions. You heard the stories of people being turned away from ports, and one thing they were doing, and now the CDC is out of the cruise business. They're not regulating them on COVID anymore, so the restrictions are going away one by one, and they're going away rather quickly. They were doing, the CDC was requiring cruise lines to do nonstop COVID testing on board of everyone, and contact tracing and everything else, and it was too much of a nuisance, and because of that, we rescheduled our cruise to next January. I don't have the dates, but it's like the last week of January crossing over into the first week of February next year on the Celebrity Apex, which is a brand new modern ship, the newest ship from Celebrity. And if you're interested, because it's a long way out, and we got great deals on this, great deals. And if you call now and reserve your spot, you know, you get a much lower rate this far out. I'll give you the number, but, you know, as time goes on, we'll talk more about it. But I'll just give you the number now. This is Ian, our travel agent. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. So let me finish up on this with Geraldo. Actually, let me rewind it, and then I'll let it go. I'll go a little bit longer on it, okay? So this is Geraldo with Tomi Lahren and Martha MacCallum. By the way, Martha MacCallum, don't believe anything she says. She's a never Trumper. She just started covering that up when it was hurting her ratings. But this is Geraldo talking about the Freedom Truckers, calling them thugs and terrorists.
To the Freedom Convoy, so-called. One man's freedom is another man's oppression. Their behavior has been nothing short of thuggish. In Ottawa, they've kept people in the neighborhood awake all night, revving their engines, blowing their horns. They've deprived Ottawa of businesses of tens of millions of dollars. Now they're blockading the international bridges. They're laying off people, cutting their shifts short in automotive assembly plants because they can't get the parts from Canada to the United States. They used their crowbars to threaten cops who were going to tow their trucks away that were blocking. They've told tow truck drivers that they'll remember them when this is all over.
By the way, the tow truck drivers are in solidarity. I haven't seen this threatening cops with crowbars, and this thing about threatening tow truck drivers, where's this coming from? The tow truck drivers refused to tow the trucks. The cops called in the tow truck drivers to tow the semis, and the tow truck drivers went there and joined the Freedom Convoy in solidarity and refused to tow the semis.
A clear intimidation tactic. To give them the mantle of freedom fighters is absolutely appallingly naive. I've spoken to my friends in Canada. They verify what I've said. New York Times is just reporting this 30 minutes ago. The Globe and Mail, the Toronto paper, this is for real. And now that it's spreading to other far-right groups in other countries and even to this country. I think, Martha, I understand the frustration about masks and all the rest of it, but to give these folks a pass is I think very destructive.
Tommy?
And now here's Tomi Lahren.
Listen, the demonization of the working class, the blue-collar folks that keep Canada and keep the United States and keep the world running has to end. And this is part of the frustration. These are truckers out there that are standing for their rights and their freedoms. Are there a few bad apples in the group? I'm sure, as with any group. But I wonder what Geraldo would say to our founding fathers, those that fought for freedom.
That's right.
Of this nation, who stood up for their rights and their freedom. Would he call them thugs? Would he call them degenerates? That it would be my question, because these are folks out there fighting for their rights and their freedom, and thank goodness they're doing it. I hope that they remain peaceful, but if it comes to the United States, I will absolutely support it. This is what needs to be done to get the government elites and the unelected bureaucrats to pay attention to this issue. We've done this for 2 years now. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Normalcy, and they are demanding it.
Now I got to tell you, that is the most sense I've heard out of Tomi Lahren in years.
It.
You know, Geraldo, I want to give you a chance to respond, but I just want to put this up. This is from Alex Villanueva, the LA County Sheriff, talking about essential workers. Now, these are truckers. He's also talking about essential workers in law enforcement. But I think in some ways it applies to anybody who has sort of been on the front lines, as these truck drivers have, since the very beginning. Watch this.
I think it's morally repulsive to think that the same people that had to be forced into homes, into businesses, and expose themselves to the virus when there was no vaccine are the same people they want to fire today, while they were at home in the safety and comfort of their home doing everything via Zoom and WebEx, so they didn't have to stick their neck out there.
Geraldo?
We are all frustrated, Martha.
Oh, yes.
We are all can't wait until this onerous this policy is all behind us. We want this behind us. It's been 2 years. I get that. But when you have protesters bringing Confederate flags and swastikas, and then to paint them in the same portrait as you name our founding fathers, I mean, what the hell is that about? This is very destructive. They have...
Because the founding fathers were going up against the political establishment of the day, is what the reference is.
40% of Canada's trade goes over the Ambassador Bridge that they have blocked. What about the working people, the hard-working people who...
What about the bridge in Selma that was blocked? When the Republicans in Selma crossed the bridge to try to vote, and the Democrats and the Klan stopped them on the other side.
Who've gone to work every day during this pandemic and now can't get to work or can't work because there's no parts in their factory to work with. I think that it's selfish and it is excessive. and it is a national security problem for Canada, and I hope they don't import it or export it, rather.
Oh, it will, Geraldo. Yeah, it will, Geraldo. It's going to get it's already imported here, okay? And it's going to, you know, what's going on right now with the Freedom Truckers is it's a strike. It's a sit-in, right? It's a sit-in, but it's also a strike, and it's growing. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour, 32 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll take our break and be right back after this.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair.
Tim K. $10 super chat. Thank you, Tim K. from Canada. Tim K in Canada. Good morning, Brian. When the same people that said the BLM, Antifa riots, peaceful protests call the truckers thugs, does anyone even listen? Yeah.
Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I got to say that this man fixed the car, it's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just...
Tommy Lahren, I thought they kind of been using her less, but maybe it's just when I watch.
It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and spouses of veterans, you may be entitled to benefits that you are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right. 35 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. You know, this story with Joe Rogan, an amazing thing has happened with Joe Rogan. Really an amazing thing. And I don't know how many of you have noticed this. If you listen to my podcast, you noticed this, because I did mention this on my podcast last night, which you all should be listening to. My podcast is on most podcast platforms, not on Spotify. I purposely kept it off Spotify, but I'm on pretty much all the others, and of course I upload it to my YouTube channel as well. But an amazing thing has happened with Joe Rogan that I have never seen happen before, which, unless somebody's like a hardcore Democrat like Biden. They came out with the N-word tape the other day, the N-word montage with Joe Rogan, and nothing happened. That's amazing. There was 2 days, he did the apology video, there was some controversy about it, and it just disappeared. I have never seen that happen before, and you know, I think what's going on, the media are retreating now away from Joe Rogan. They got it, yeah, and they got an idea real quick, for whatever reason, that they were not going to be able to win against Joe Rogan, and that he has such a large listenership. Boom, and I'll tell you, I think I know why they gave up with Joe Rogan on the N-word. Because I was talking about this when the issue was in the news, and I did hear some other people talk about it. I did not bring this up first. I saw someone on television bring this up, and I saw it all over social media. People started, when that Joe Rogan N-word tape came out the other day, people started saying, well, okay, so they took these shows off. This was over the weekend. They took these shows off of Joe Rogan. People think those are the N-word shows because of that montage. And then people started saying what I was saying the other day. Well, wait a minute. Is Spotify going to remove all the music that has the N-word in it? And I think that's what did it. Because the people that have the music, whoever the big acts are and record companies and record labels, they make so much money off of the music with the N-word that's on Spotify and all the other platforms. I think, boom, I think they walked away from it and let it go. But I've never seen a controversy over the N-word with someone come and go so fast without it being ended with them being out of work and homeless and put in some type of, it's never gone away like this. That's the first time, and I think that's what probably happened. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1's the number. 888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Joseph in the lockdown city of Montreal.
Oh, hey, Joseph in Montreal. So, you got Fox News. Geraldo Rivera says these truck drivers are terrorizing the Canadians. They're thugs.
Well, Geraldo Rivera says he has friends in Canada, but he's no friend of mine. And, he's thugs. Well, these are fine gentlemen that are standing up for our freedoms and rights, and that's what they got to focus on.
Well, what they said on Fox, it was in that clip, is that the truckers were threatening police officers with crowbars.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen that. If that happened, that would be front page leading story in every news outlet in the United States and Canada, and I haven't seen any images of that.
Well, of course not, because, like you say, the left are panicking because their new world order is going down the drain, and they got to do something to try to attack the credibility of these great people that are standing up for us.
Well, it looks like now they're going to win it. They're going to have to. I mean, every product we use, no matter what it is transported by truck drivers, and this movement's growing. It's growing into the United States, and there's going to be a 2 nationwide strike of truck drivers if this continues.
Yes, and in this movement, I was looking at the news yesterday, and it's actually spread to Europe, and they were waving Canadian flags over.
Wow.
And they're starting the same thing. So
really?
Initially, you said this was becoming a movement. It's becoming a worldwide movement, not only here and in the States. It's a worldwide movement right now. And
and when it's resolved, and it will be resolved, this movement is the beginning of a larger movement. When it's over, it's not going to be over. Yeah.
Because we're fed up here with this. Initially, this started because certain truck drivers were mandated to get the vaccine across the border. Well, the truth of the matter is, whether you're vaccinated or not, you're just as transmissible. So
Well, this is the deal, okay? There's this 2-week, 10-day quarantine and all the mandates with your southern border. Our northern border is absurd when the United States southern border has tens of thousands of people with no restrictions and no lockdowns coming across every day from Mexico. It's a joke. It makes no sense. It's absurd.
Of course it's a joke, but it suits the Democrats just fine and their agenda.
Is the media in Canada finally carrying the story, because they had a blackout for a while on it?
Which story?
The truckers.
Truckers? Yeah, they're following it. They are trying to run down the truckers. They are using all kinds of tactics to make these boys look bad because that's their job. Their job is mind control up here in Canada. It's not to report the news.
Well, that's what our media is about. You know, CNN. That's what CNN's all about. It's about, you know, promoting an agenda. And, you know, the tow truck drivers refusing to tow the trucks, that was an amazing, you know, that was like a Tiananmen Square-like moment.
It was great. It was great. I loved it when I heard that story. I posted all kinds of stuff on Facebook about that. And, you know, my friend, like I was saying, my friends are liberals and they support the establishment here. But there was one gentleman, a minister of parliament in the Trudeau government, that stood up and said, enough's enough. You're creating division in the country. And he actually called the lockdown an act of violence. And he's right.
Mm-hmm.
But all the bars are closed up here. We cannot go to a bar.
Really? Still?
Closed up here in Montreal.
Really?
They came out and they said they're going to open maybe at the end of the month.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, we're in lockdown.
I didn't realize. I thought you were like us.
No, not even close.
Wow.
No, they just opened restaurants about a week ago, but the majority of stuff here is...
How many restaurants are even still able to open after 2 years?
Yeah, well, it's been sporadic. They've opened up, they shut down again, and it's like a yo-yo situation living up here.
I don't know how the economy has handled... Hey, listen, thanks for the call from Canada. Take care, all right? Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, Margate. Okay, and you get your tires at Friendly Tire while you're here when you drive back to Canada. Oh, you rent. Okay. Thanks for the call. We've had listeners from out of town that are visiting Florida on vacation. We had some people on our last cruise, and they drove to Florida, and they went by Friendly Tire in Margate for new tires before they headed back home. I know. Can't get these prices anywhere else. Connecticut, New York, anywhere else in Florida. They got the best prices over there. All right, listen, our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with Debbie from I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service to tell you about called I Will Advocates. Debbie, what is I Will Advocates and how are you helping seniors?
Well, Brian, over the past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be
Steve Kane Show.
an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Steve Kane Show.
No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in
Steve
any
Kane
way.
Show.
We don't need to be your insurance
Hold on.
agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
This is an incredible opportunity for those of you who are Medicare recipients. Debbie at I Will Advocates will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course. We'll assist in anything helping you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service to senior citizens.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, John. All right, John. What's up?
Well, I'm listening to the fellow from Canada you were just talking to about driving down to Margate and
Yes.
the tire and so forth. But since you're on an investment radio station, and just the light bulb finally goes up, the price of gasoline going up to $100 a barrel soon. And Joe Biden is behind that. He reduced all the pumping that's been going on in the United States, and it's like, why would anybody do something as stupid like that? Well, the news yesterday in the White House, a lady who owns an electric charging station manufacturing company out of Australia, she was speaking in the White House yesterday. The stock jumped up through the roof for her company. They're going to be putting charging stations, new charging station manufacturing facility in the United States. Yesterday they announced it in the White House. So finally the light bulb goes off. The guy's destroying the price of gasoline to promote these darn electric vehicles.
Well, yeah, there's a mix of things, okay? I was talking to someone who owns oil wells, okay? And they actually, a listener who went on our last listener cruise. And this is Trump was in office and gas prices were low. And he was telling me that the prices of gas are so low that the oil companies, there's not a lot of profit in a barrel of oil at those prices. It was too low. And it was an interesting conversation. And he was telling me what the profit was on a barrel of oil. I don't remember all the numbers or anything, because we were on a cruise and we were drinking, but it was an interesting conversation. And the oil prices are going up because the oil companies want them up, because they want to make more money, and they put pressure on the sellout Democrats, and I think the oil companies were probably very happy when Biden stopped the Keystone Pipeline, because it drove up the price of oil, and that's what they like. Yeah.
Well, of course they like that, but the deck is being stacked by the government.
Mm-hmm.
It goes against free market rules. The free market, we the consumer get to decide.
Well, because every member of the United States Congress, they're all like Biden. They're all on the take. And they're all doing it's legal, but it's money laundering. What happens? Individuals and companies donate as much money as they're allowed under law and to the candidates, and they pay them back when they pass bills many times over. That's why the Build Back Better was being pushed so desperately by Biden and Pelosi, because they made a lot of promises that they were not able to keep by paying back the donors with the Build Back Better bill. So everything about the government in this country is Biden. He's like a crime boss. It's about corruption and political payoffs, and that's how they think they're capitalist.
well, they're more manipulatists, if that's a word.
Yeah, it should.
And they're messing with the free market, definitely.
That's what they do. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. All right, take care. Interesting call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, hey, Richie the bus driver. Hey, Richie.
Yeah, this guy just called up. I got to tell you that this guy across the street from me, who's the general manager of an auto dealer, Dodge dealership, and I questioned him the other day. I said, you guys have cats. You know what a Hellcat is?
You talking about like with the people that work on oil wells and stuff?
A Hellcat. It's the Dodge. It's the Dodge.
Oh, that's a Wildcat. A Hellcat? Oh, it's a type of car?
Yes, the Hellcat's faster than the that's got 808 horsepower.
Oh my gosh, that's legal? That's street legal?
Yeah, that's street legal. So he says to me, and they're very expensive. He says to me, they're discontinuing that in a year. They've gone all in. Chrysler in 2025 has gone all in on electric.
Mm-hmm.
They're forcing people to buy electric cars. When this guy is 150
Yeah, I expect we'll all be driving them in a few years because they're going to force them upon us. And, you know, and the sad reality with that is that the battery technology has not really advanced much in the last 100 years so far as how long they last. They just haven't.
He says that with the battery, there's going to be more than 800 horsepower, believe it or not.
Yeah, but how far? For how long? in a completely electric vehicle. You know, what happens a lot of times, you know, is, and this is true with regular cars, okay? Whenever you see on a sticker the miles per gallon on a car, they do that under they don't run the air conditioning, and there's only one person in the car and nothing else, you know, and that they don't tell you that. When you see these electric vehicles and the range that they get and how much they tell you, that is without air conditioner and only one person in the car, maybe. And that's why my brother-in-law went to Orlando with his family, and they ran out of charge in their Tesla. Halfway up, had to pull over and recharge, and he was shocked. And then he realized, oh, I've got the whole family in the car. We have our luggage in the car, and all that weight added to it took away. But where do the batteries go, and what powers the electric? It's more political payoffs. It's just a feel-good thing.
It's for these politicians and for the big boys, you know, the buying of the stocks, knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, like they've got these electric pickup trucks. You know, if you're a working guy, if you're like a lawn crew, you got a lawn crew, and you get the electric truck, and you got your crew in the truck, and you've got your trailer with your mowers and equipment connected to it, how far can you go in your truck carrying all that without needing to charge up? And you're going to have to stop somewhere for maybe a couple hours? Come on.
The price of the vehicles are more money, okay? How disruptive was it with Gretchen Whitmer?
Yeah.
And so did most of these other Democratic leaders. They put people out of work, completely shut. People never recovered. People are in practice. Suicide rates are up. Everything's sky up. And Geraldo's worried about disruptive.
All of a sudden, yeah. Yeah.
You know, and Trudeau, I mean, he's a dictator. That the truckers are they're hurting our democracy. His democracy is a dictator. Just like Washington D.C. is a dictator right now. It's all a bunch of crap. People are standing up and rebelling against this crap. How about the airline industry? That people were taking airline flights over masks and fighting each other, beating fights on more fights in the last 2 years on.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're so common. You don't even see them in the news anymore. They stopped covering them because it's not news anymore. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, look what they've done to our country. They had people in public supermarkets fighting each other over masks. I mean, some people say, you don't have your mask on. I mean, they've got us at each other's throats, and that's what they want.
And it's not stopping. And you heard the call from Canada. They still don't have bars open in Canada.
It's not normal what they've done to us. And it's all come out that it didn't...
No, it's the new normal. They call it the new normal. Get used to it.
It didn't stop the virus. It didn't, and the Fauci's making... I mean, the whole thing is just disgusting.
Well, when this first started, what I was saying on the show was that once Democrats take your freedoms away, they'll never give it back. Not easily. And they've slowly given some of it back, but even still today... There's all that's why this thing with the masking of the children is such a big thing. It's an ego trip for the left, the masking of children.
I'm running through a bunch of stuff here trying to get it up. The Super Bowl halftime has the one white rapper who used the N-word numerous times in his raps.
Really? Wow. A white rapper? That's not allowed. He can't do that.
They used it. Now, I'm not saying they're going to use it in their show, but their songs. You know the white rapper I'm talking about?
The only white rapper I know is Eminem, and he's kind of out.
I think he might be in on the show.
Oh, they brought him out of has-been territory to sing at the Super Bowl?
I think they got Snoop Dogg or one of them coming out.
Well, Snoop is black.
Yeah, and then you got the President of the United States using the N-word. They got it on tape.
Oh, yeah, but they're explaining now the way. He was just quoting someone, they're saying. No, that's what they're saying. He was quoting someone else, so that's okay. All of a sudden, well, that's what Joe Rogan was doing.
Quoting somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Total.
Mm-hmm. All right, Richie, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, take care. I got to tell you guys, Valentine's Day, there is still time to order these incredible MyPillow bathrobes for Valentine's Day. And, you can have them delivered right to your Valentine if you don't live with them. And the MyPillow bathrobes, my wife and I got these for ourselves last Valentine's Day. When you go to MyPillow.com, the MyPillow bathrobes, 30% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. They make great Valentine's Day gifts. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobes with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And the MyPillow My Slippers, to go with the bathrobe, they're 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. These are great deals. There's a lot of other great specials, too, I'll talk about later in the show. But those bathrobes, they have all the sizes and colors in. And remember, they have two styles of robes now. They have the heavy robe, which my wife and I have, and they have a new lighter robe. They have a whole bunch of new colors for men and women, browns and burgundies and reds and pinks and greens and blues and others. So there's something there for everyone. Whoever your Valentine is, they will love the MyPillow bathrobe. And like everything else Mike Lindell makes, they're very high quality. My wife and I, we wash, absolutely amazing. The MyPillow bathrobe, 30% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour break. Don't go anywhere. 1 hour down, 2 to go. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. I want to hear from more of you callers today on what I brought up. I'm going to bring up some other topics after the top of the hour. You're welcome to call in on anything I brought up today at 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. And if you don't already, please check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I live stream the radio show every morning. We have a very opinionated chat room in there and a great community of people during the live stream. And when the show's over, if you can't watch during the live stream, that's okay. When the show's over, the video of the show is right up there. So if you missed a part of the show, you can check it out there on my YouTube channel. I load up a lot of other content there too. My podcast I upload there. I do live streams on the weekends on my YouTube channel. And also, I go around vlogging all the time. And sometimes I'll do a stream after the show in the car on my way home or to a meeting. I'll do a live stream from the car with a live stream with our chat room. So go to YouTube, search Brian Craig, 2 words, Brian Craig, C-R-A-I-G, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't let the subscribe fool you. It's free, okay? I know they say subscribe. They should say follow. They say subscribe, but it's completely free. Brian Craig on the YouTube. All right, it's 7 a.m., 2 hours to go. We'll be back with hour number 2 after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9.
Be right back, guys.
South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from Deerfield Beach. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and I would recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Well, Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, they do great work, and I want to thank you for calling. And I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
What had happened was when I brought it to the dealership, they were like, well, we want to do this, we want to do that. And when I heard about Champagne Automotive, I called when I got there, and I said, he goes, well, I already ordered the oil filter. Wow. Oh my goodness.
So I want to tell you guys, I mentioned this yesterday. My daughter is totally setting me up in my studio at home for live streaming at home. It's going to be a process with different steps, but I'm going to live stream from home on the weekend from my home studio, and I'm going to. My daughter set me up yesterday so I can take calls during my live streams from home. So I'll start doing that. And as time goes on, it'll get more and more produced, and high tech. But we're doing one thing at a time. In fact, Kathy, we got the phones already set up. Kathy and I did a test private live stream yesterday, testing out the phones. And it works very, very well.
our sponsors from Cut My Kilowatts, talking about his experience advertising on the Steve Kane Radio Show. Hey, Scott, how are you?
I am doing great, and Brian, I gotta tell you, I am on 3 radio stations, and you guys are doing better than any of the
It's not the podcast. We may down the road take calls on the podcast, but this is I'm going to do live streams from my home studio, and I'm doing it in stages because if we do everything at once, it'll be too overwhelming for me. So now we just got the basics set up so I can take calls. I'll do that for a while, then I'll add some other things. No more sometimes driving to work. The reason I don't do the driving to work as much is I live stream here on my phone, and I don't want to run the battery down on the way in because I need the full battery to get through the 3-hour broadcast.
That makes me feel good. Oh, man. Increase your company's business. Advertise on Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Call me directly or Steve Kane, 888-465-2631. Leave a message, and I'll get back to you. 888-465-2631. And we'll be hearing about you.
That's right, Rich Me.
On The Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now, here's Steve Kane.
All right, 4 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631. All right, now, I'm going to get to the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing in a moment because I love Marjorie Taylor Greene, and what's going on is ridiculous. But Pelosi, on yesterday's show, I was talking about the break-in of the Republican congressman's office. Remember this, Troy Nels? They broke into his office. They had an undercover operation against the congressman, the Capitol Police. They were dressed as construction workers, illegally took photographs of his office, and apparently they've been running surveillance operations on other MAGA Republican members of Congress. Nancy Pelosi was asked about this yesterday in her press conference, if she had any knowledge or approved of the break-in of the Republican congressman's office, and Nancy Pelosi's response is absolutely amazing.
Don't waste your time. I have no power over the Capitol Police. Does anybody not know that?
Okay, now first off, she's lying. She says she has no power over the Capitol Police. The Speaker of the House has complete control over everything in the House of Representatives. She has control over everything. The light bulbs. First thing she did when she was Speaker first time was change all the light bulbs in the Capitol building to green light bulbs. What does she suggest?
Capitol Police. Does anybody not know that the Capitol Police have responded to that gentleman's allegation, and that stands as what it is. But I have no power over the police. Thank you all very much. Won't see you for a bit, but...
Not long enough. Okay, and then they start asking her about the Super Bowl. Now, this is an interesting thing, and it is a very rare but honest moment with Nancy Pelosi. She didn't deny that she had knowledge of the break-in of the congressman's office. She didn't deny that, she didn't say either way, whether, if she approved of it. I mean, approved of it by signing the order or giving the okay. She didn't say that she didn't approve of it happening. She didn't say that it didn't happen. She did not say that anything that the Republican, Troy Nels, she didn't say that any of his allegations were false. And I take her response as a confirmation. I take her response as a confirmation that everything the congressman said was true. And her angry reaction tells me that she's a little nervous about it. I mean, listen to her immediate reaction.
Hey, look, don't waste your time. I have no power over the Capitol Police.
Don't waste your time. I have no power over the Capitol Police. Well, if that's the case, who do they answer to? A committee where everyone on the committee answers to you? Come on. That's like saying the president has no authority over the Justice Department. Of course they do. They are not, the Capitol Police are not a rogue federal agency that just goes around and does their own thing. Oh, man. And I'm glad to see reporters asking these questions. Now, they may not get great answers. They may not get satisfactory answers. But at least the dialogue is out there about it. So then Marjorie Taylor Greene misspoke. And they're trying to make a big deal about this. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's probably one of the members that's under surveillance because she speaks up. They don't like that. You know, you're supposed to bend a knee, do what you're told, don't challenge anyone, and if you do, you're a domestic terrorist, and they've got to monitor you. So if they are doing surveillance on MAGA Republican members of the House of Representatives, you know they're watching Marjorie Taylor Greene. They want to find anything on this lady, and you know she's been investigated, everything about her and her husband and her family, and I haven't heard anything scandalous come out about Marjorie Taylor Greene, which means they found nothing. But Marjorie Taylor Greene on an interview misspoke. She was trying to say Gestapo, and she misspoke. Here it is.
Now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police spying on members of Congress, spying on the legislative work.
Now, you know, maybe she didn't misspeak. Maybe gazpacho is an inside joke in reference to the southern border, you know. Gazpacho. I don't know if she misspoke or if there's a joke and a hidden meaning that I'm not familiar with. What do you guys think? Did she misspeak? Or does gazpacho have some type of reference to it? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene knows what the Gestapo, you know, what that is and that word. So she either misspoke or it's an inside joke that I don't get.
Now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police spying on members of Congress, spying on the legislative work that we do, spying on our staff, and spying on American citizens that want to come talk to their representatives.
Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, gazpacho, is that like a Mexican dish? It sounds like a food. Someone in the chat said it's a soup. That's so. Yeah, gazpacho's a dish, isn't it? Is it soup? What is gazpacho? I don't know. I love Mexican food. Is it Mexican food? Is it another type of food? But it is a food. So I don't know what her I don't know what the reference that she's making with that. But I don't know. Did she misspeak, or does gazpacho, is that a reference to the southern border? I don't know. So
the problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene is that there is no evidence that she actually knew the word Gestapo when she said the word gazpacho. If she knew both words and how to use them properly, then what happened was just one brain cell misfiring at the wrong moment. But there is plenty of evidence to suggest that Marjorie Taylor Greene is so utterly ignorant, not just about Nazi Germany, but about everything, and so relentlessly stupid that she actually thinks gazpacho is the name of Hitler's secret police.
Okay. Now, this is so amazing. MSNBC, liberal MSNBC. So whether or not there's an inside joke that she was making or she misspoke, Lawrence O'Donnell has no concern of the content of what she was saying. He has no concern as a very liberal guy. In fact, he's an out-of-the-closet socialist. He's not this democratic socialist. He says he's a socialist. Lawrence O'Donnell, I mean, this is an amazing but bizarre rant. Primetime, MSNBC. I don't watch his show. I heard about it and went and picked it up to play for you guys. But Lawrence O'Donnell, he doesn't comment on the break-in of the Republicans' office. He doesn't comment on Nancy Pelosi's oversight of the Capitol Police and the surveillance operation against sitting members of the House of Representatives. He's commenting on a word that Marjorie Taylor Greene may have misspoke with. Okay, that's where his concern is. That's how the lefties operate. That's how they work. It's everything, get you looking here. They're like magicians. Look at the beautiful assistant while they're, hiding the rabbit with the other hand. So bizarre. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, someone told me gazpacho is cold soup. That doesn't sound too good to me. Cold soup doesn't sound right. I like my soup hot.
Yeah, me too. I'll tell you another story some other time about the potato soup. But anyhow, Margie Taylor, whether she's misspoke or not, this guy's an idiot and he's calling her stupid. So MSNBC, they can talk to their 3 or 4 people that are watching and.
Well, no, he's got a story out there that's the biggest political scandal of our lifetimes. This surveillance of sitting members of the House of Representatives, Capitol Police dressed as construction workers, illegally entering the office of a Republican House member, illegally taking photographs and things. And that doesn't bother him. He doesn't even comment on it.
Of course. That show, I can't watch MSNBC. I don't know how you have to really do it.
Now, I don't watch MSNBC. Sometimes something will happen there, and I'll hear about it online, and I'll go and get it. I don't watch that. Are you kidding me?
I figured you had to do it maybe for your job.
No, I don't watch MSNBC. I can't stand to watch that. There's no way.
That's torture. I don't know how to who listens to them, but I don't think they're going to be around for much.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and then Geraldo Rivera, he's been ridiculous for a long time now. Howard Stern, what the hell's going on? Your people.
I know. Well, the same thing. They're liberal, Doug, as always. There's a story in Newsweek. This is just a terrible story. This is from Newsweek yesterday. An associate of Mike Lindell has been arrested in Colorado. I tell you, we talk. Mesa County clerk and recorder Tina Peters was arrested in Colorado on Tuesday after she reportedly resisted attempts by law enforcement officers to confiscate her iPad. She is facing an investigation by the Colorado Secretary of State's office and the state's Independent Ethics Commission. Anything that says independent, they're independently liberal, I promise you. But listen to this. She's facing an investigation by the Colorado Secretary of State's office and the state's Independent Ethics Commission because she accepted a flight on MyPillow's CEO Mike Lindell's private plane to attend his symposium in August. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who has been charged with anything because they accepted a flight on an Epstein flight? Are you kidding me? She's in all kinds of trouble. She was arrested. They'll probably put her in jail. These are the types of things, I tell you, that Mike Lindell is dealing with that you just don't realize. So when you go to MyPillow.com and you buy something with our promo code Kane, you're not just supporting the Steve Kane Show. You are supporting Mike Lindell and his fight to stand up for Trump and MAGA and what oppression he is going through. All right, listen, we're going to take our first break of the second hour. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631. We'll take our break and be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long.
Yeah, Rome, how did you find that cross on the website? I was going to talk about that later. Steve Kane Show.
Helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after
hey, Sherry, hold on.
on it just one night, I woke up, no pain, I felt incredible. It made a huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to...
No, Geraldo called them thugs terrorizing the community, not me.
Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Alrighty, 19 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. The sun is out. It's looking beautiful over the beach today. Oh my goodness. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. It's The Steve Kane Show. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Brian, it's Sherry Gregg from Texas.
Sherry from Texas. What's up?
Hey, Brian, I just wanted to tell you, I finally broke down and bought the down-filled mattress topper from Mike Lindell.
Oh, great.
I also went out there and I bought his book because I do yet, but I've had 360. I just called just to pump up Mike Lindell and speak highly of your show, like Greg and I do all the time. But after my 360 back procedures and my neck procedure, because I was in a near fatality crash on Highway 10 in Florida, coming home from Disney World, my hips kill me. I mean, I'm up all night tossing and turning, and so I'm just so excited to get this topper.
Well, when you sleep on it, give me a call. Let me know. But you know, the thing about the MyPillow mattress topper, it does a couple of things. One, this technology that he has with the fill keeps you at the perfect body temperature, no matter what the weather is, which is amazing. But the other thing it does, it helps with the pressure points of the body. And that's what gives people a lot of relief. My wife's back pain disappeared and has not returned because it's something with the pressure point technology inside of the mattress topper that do that, I believe.
Now, did you guys get the down-filled one?
I don't know what it's filled with, tell you the truth. We got the 3-inch. I have the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper, but there are others.
The one that was $4.99 and...
I will take a look. Yeah.
You know,
that's probably the same one I have. I'll look during the break, but that's probably the same one I have. Yeah, you've got the same one I have. Yeah.
I'll give you a holler as soon as we get it, but it's like a little kid coming home and seeing if there's an extra gift under the Christmas.
I know. Yeah, I know. And you're going to love it. You're going to love it, and it's going to help you. All right, take care. Thank you so much. All right, you too. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's the number. Yeah, I know. They're very good. I know. All right, now listen. I'm gonna get back to the Geraldo stuff when Steve joins us. You know, Steve used to be friends with Geraldo years ago. So he's always got strong opinions. In fact, Steve called me yesterday. He said, "Did you see Geraldo on Fox? How he laid into these truckers?" I said, "No." He says, "You got to see it." So that's how I ended up with it. I went and looked it up. The pollings coming out for the midterms are just devastating for the Democrats. There's an article at the National Populist about this. Listen to that. This is, not only will the red wave retake the House and the Senate in Washington, the red wave is expected to continue to state legislatures as well. And that's amazing, and those are very important too. Listen to this. Is Biden's midterm going to be Obama 2.0? How bad will the midterms be for Democrats in state legislatures? Yeah, and you know, it's not a matter of it being bad, it's how bad, right? It's been 12 years since Obama and the Democrats received a shellacking. That's the first time I've ever seen shellacking written. During his first midterm elections. Everyone remembers what happened. The GOP picked up their largest gain in a single election since 1938. This is what he's referencing there is the 2010 Tea Party revolution, and retook the majority plus 6 Senate seats. less remembered is that Democrats down the ballot lost 680 state legislative seats and realigned the country's politics. See, this is amazing because we're moving into the presidential election season immediately, and the loss of the state legislatures show where the wind is blowing at the state level as well. By 2010, several states that consistently voted Republican for president were still controlled by Democrats locally, including parts of the Midwest, Deep South, and prairie states in Washington. But a large part of it was long-standing trends that sped up the arrival of Obama, Reid, and Pelosi to Washington. Working-class whites shifted heavily towards Republicans, and it was enough to give a serious blow to the Democrat Party and rip the gavel from Pelosi's hands. That's right, we're going to do it again. Those voting trends are still standing, and despite it being over a decade since the 2010 midterms, Democrats have yet to recover from their losses at the state legislative level. As of February 1st, see, now listen to this. This is amazing. 9. Republicans are surging in early polls. A red wave this November is expected that will flip both the House and the Senate, as well as 150 to 200 state legislative sweeps. But it could be more than that. Many political analysts say we're in the midst of a new realignment of working-class voters. See, that's what's going on, the whole MAGA movement, working-class voters, right? And this business in Canada with the truckers, working class. More multiracial working-class voters are flocking to Republicans, especially in some states and heavily urban areas. Latinos, Asians, whites, and even some pockets of black voters turned off by waves of violence, shutdowns, and disruption in children's education has turned voters against the Democrat Party. See, that's another thing. The Democrat Party, a lot of people don't realize this, the Democrat Party does not have a firm base of support. It's a loose coalition of lots of different groups. And when you shave a little bit off of this group, a little bit off of that group, they lose big time, the Democrats. And a lot of minorities have come to the MAGA movement, but a lot haven't, but they've turned against the Democrats, which means low voter turnout for the ones that haven't got it quite in them to vote Republican. Let's see here. We saw Trump improve with white working-class voters in 2016, with Hispanics in 2020. Governor Youngkin in Virginia even made further inroads with rural whites in Western Virginia, some black areas in Southeast Virginia, and some Hispanic and Asian precincts in Northern Virginia. Republicans in New Jersey had a clean sweep in South Jersey, made gains in Hispanic parts as well of the state. Republicans in New York City made gains in Hispanic and Asian areas. See, not that we're going to win New York City, but you see the trend. There's a trend. We're gaining, they're losing. It's an out-of-balance trend. There's nowhere in all this information where the Democrats are not losing support and the Republicans are not gaining support. Doesn't mean we're going to win New York City. I'm not crazy. But when you have that kind of shift, and most of it is over the same thing, the restrictions, the lockdown, all those types of things. Oh, man. And they go through a lot of other things here that are a lot of inside stuff, so I'm not going to go through all the details in the different districts in the different states. If this truly is a seismic wave year, Republicans can try to flip legislators in Connecticut, New Mexico, Maine, Nevada, Minnesota, and Oregon. If the areas flip and others that were considered safe Democrat areas become slightly more competitive, it will show we have reached a new phase in the realignment, one that will be here for decades. See, this is why they're breaking into Republican congressional offices, okay, when no one's home. Because they're seeing the internal polls that we never see publicly. That's just an amazing story. Now, I did tweet that. If you follow me on Twitter, Brian Craig Show on the Twitter, you can read the whole story, which is very detailed. If you're interested in statistics and the different states, your state might even be mentioned. I didn't go through all the details of it. But there is not a single state, a single Senate or House race in the country where it's not leaning Republican and movement of support and Democrats losing. And there's nothing the Democrats are doing that is going to gain them any support, because everything they're doing is working for an opposite effect, which is turning people away from them. And they seem very snarky and annoyed when they're questioned. Watch the press conferences. Oh man, this is just a great time. This is really a great time. Now I want to tell everyone about Friendly Tire and Margate. Friendly Tire and Margate, I've been buying tires there for over 10 years. They have the lowest prices on new and used tires you will find. He has thousands of used tires that are good, high-quality used tires. Thousands of used tires in stock, starting at just $30 for most sizes. Okay? And he has used tires for all kinds of makes and models. I saw someone in there with a sports car the other day that was pretty new, that they were buying used tires. And I was talking to him about it. It's a lease. And they were ready to turn the lease in. So they went and got some very good used tires to put on the car before they turned it in. But on new tires, the prices are out of this world low. They are really, at Friendly Tire and Margate, new tires out the door and on the road, $70 a tire, as low as that. I know. Isn't that amazing? As low as $70 a tire out the door and on the road, because Mike at Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire. He doesn't charge you to mount the tire, and he doesn't charge you to dispose of your old tires. That's right. All the other places do. It's a pretty good deal. So when you call Friendly Tire and Mike gives you a quote over the phone, you've got to consider this. It is out the door and on the road, because that price he gives you, there's no added fees to that. Okay? Other places, they trick you. You'll get a price, it seems reasonable, you get there, and it's a whole lot more, because they add all those fees. You don't have that at Friendly Tire and Margate. Give Friendly Mike a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone on new or used tire. You heard about him on the radio.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound.
I just got a text message from Steve. Well, he sent it a while ago, but I just got it. I was checking my text messages. He said, Conservative Doug is a show killer. What do you guys think about that? Yes or no? Wesley, $10 super chat. Thank you, thank you. Everyone thank Wesley. We have to be careful about being overconfident about a red wave. Thanks to redistricting losses. Yeah, that's true. If you being overconfident also reduces your turnout.
Your warranty, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Mike Lindell says towels that actually work. What a concept. But don't just take my word for it. Christine from Pennsylvania called live on the radio and shared her experience with her MyPillow towels.
I was just going to say, I bought the MyPillow towels a couple weeks ago, and they are fabulous. They are the best towels I've ever used. They're just the right amount of thickness. They're not too thin, they're not too thick, and they're a great length. They're like longer than your average towel, and they are fabulous, luxurious.
You know what's amazing to me about the MyPillow towels? Mike Lindell's a genius with his invention. It absorbs the water, and the towel's not soaking wet after.
Yes, exactly.
Other towels, the water just kind of lays on top of them. They don't absorb it, and you're just smothering water, smearing it around on your body. Now with the MyPillow towels, what color did you get?
I got the sage green.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
I'm going to order because I love purple, and I'm going to have to get a purple.
Man, my wife's ordering the purple too, and she says it doesn't match our bathroom. A&E, just $39.99. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Wow, I just saw a story. I just saw a story. I'm going to share it with you now. I don't think I've ever seen this story before, a story like this before. Listen to this. When I say this, you might think you misheard what I said. Listen, here's the headline. Black female police officer arrested for manslaughter in shooting of suspect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now I don't have too much information here because, this doesn't fit the narrative. So they didn't really write a news story. I've got some of the police report, which I'll read to you. But a black female police officer arrested for manslaughter in the shooting of a suspect. How did this happen? Oh my goodness. It says here, at approximately 1:24 a.m. on February 6th. Wow, this is quick. This was just a couple days ago when this incident happened and she's already been arrested? At approximately 1:24 a.m. on February 6th, 2022, Cassandra Dollard, an officer with the Hemingway Police Department, which is in South Carolina, initiated a traffic stop on Robert Jr. Langley in the town of Hemingway for disregarding a stop sign. Langley failed to stop for Officer Dollard, and a vehicle pursuit ensued. During the pursuit, Langley disregarded traffic signals and traveled at speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour. The pursuit continued on Highway 261 into Georgetown County. At approximately 1:30 a.m. and approximately 8 miles from the town of Hemingway, Langley drove his vehicle into the ditch at the intersection of Schoolhouse Road and Choppy Road in Georgetown County, South Carolina. Langley, unarmed, attempted to exit the vehicle through the front passenger door. In a statement to agents, Officer Dollard claimed she was in fear for her safety and due to that fear, discharged her department-issued firearm once, striking Langley in the chest. Langley succumbed to the injuries. Dollard had no authority to arrest Langley outside of Williamsburg County. That's a violation. Those facts are supported by audio, video recordings, and statements from Dollard. So she's been arrested. That doesn't tell me if the guy she shot was white or black. And I looked this up online. Very little reporting on this, and that was the police charge. She's charged with voluntary manslaughter, and they've got So well, I'm telling you, I never thought the day. I mean, my goodness. I'll tell you this though. In this instance, based on what and I'll take your calls on this at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-465-2631. I would say that is, while questionable, sounds like a good shoot by the cop. I mean, listen. The guy, I don't care if he was out of her jurisdiction. Does that still apply? Like, if you cross the county line or the city line, you mean somebody can get away that's involved in a high-speed pursuit? I thought that was just like in the movies still. What is this, the Old West? But when you got a lady cop, and she's not in top physical condition. You got a policewoman, and you've got a male suspect, and they don't tell us any background of him. And because she's not fitting the narrative that the media like, we don't have a lot of details about anything with the guy she shot. He very well may have a long criminal record. I don't know. It's not in the complaint there. But you got a female police officer with a suspect that I consider to be very dangerous, involved in a 100-mile-per-hour chase, trying to flee. That sounds dangerous to me, especially for a woman. And, a female police officer, I'm not going to mess with they probably kick my butt. I've seen some female cops, and they're pretty tough. But when you put a woman, even in peak physical condition, and this officer, she's not, but you take a woman in peak physical condition, one of these Olympians, and you put her up against a man who's an out-of-shape slob, the out-of-shape slob man will probably win. Okay? That's the way it is. But anyway, that's the first and last you will hear of that story. It will not make the news because it doesn't fit the narrative. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rodney from Oregon.
Yes.
Yeah, I just had a question. It looked to me like Ashley Babbitt might have been pushed. And I just want to know, we need to demand to see all the video because...
Well, I don't know about being pushed, but a couple weeks ago, Greg Kelly on Newsmax TV showed before the shooting. And Ashley Babbitt, before the window incident, you know, if you remember in that video, there were two officers guarding the door and the window who seemed kind of casual. And when the crowd got there, and remember, that video that you see of Ashley Babbitt was filmed by John Sullivan, who's a Black Lives Matter person. He was wearing MAGA clothes, but he's BLM. The two cops just casually, while they're talking, walk away from the door, right, and leave it unguarded, which was a strange thing. And there's some guys there in MAGA gear that are committing acts of vandalism. And the new portion of the video, just a few moments before the shooting, Ashley Babbitt, you see her trying to stop the guys from going towards the door and going towards the window and try to stop them from vandalizing the door and the windows in that hallway there, which I thought was amazing. So it shows that she was actually, Ashley Babbitt was trying to calm things down right before she was killed, which I thought was fascinating. So maybe she was going through the window to stop others from going through, to kind of like barricade it.
Maybe, but I think it looked like to me she accelerated real quick. I mean, we didn't get to see much, but it looked like she either jumped or was pushed.
No, she didn't jump. She climbed up and was going through it. But when I saw the other video, and you do see her, she's even talking to the guys. She's trying to calm them down and stop them from doing anything. I think she very well may have been going through the window to help the officer. They killed her, and to stop them from coming forward. If you go back and look at the whole video, the part I'm talking about. Hey, listen, Oregon, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, yes. The liberal response. All right, our number, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. But, you know what he's talking about. I don't buy that. But this new video that Greg Kelly showed is really amazing. You can't hear what she's saying to the guys, but you can tell by Ashley Babbitt's body language that she's trying to get them to back off and stop doing things. And then she goes to the open window. And when you see her actions right before, it explains why she's going through the window. Like I say, to stop the crowd and block it is probably what she was going to do. And really, you know, the guys that she was talking to, you can see their faces. They're probably in the D.C. Gitmo. And no one from the media, as much as Ashley Babbitt is talked about, will go to those two guys, or four guys, however many it was, that she was trying to calm down, and find out, what did Ashley Babbitt say to you? I promise you, they know exactly, and they have a very clear recollection of what Ashley Babbitt said to them, because she had shot and killed just like a minute later. So that's a moment that they will remember. They were and in fact, they were the last people that Ashley Babbitt spoke to. And no one in the media, no attorneys have gotten this out. And the only place I've seen that portion of the video on TV was Greg Kelly on Newsmax. And I'm sure it's online. I'm not going to go and look at it again. I've seen it too many times, and I don't need to see Ashley Babbitt shot dead again. I'm not. I saw, though, today, I got an update. I was talking yesterday, speaking of, sadly, women being shot and killed. Alec Baldwin, remember yesterday's show? I had that bizarre, stoned-out audio of Alec Baldwin. He said he was at work. He's working on a film in England. He's in the UK filming this movie that he claims is an indie project. What kind of indie project goes international? But, so you got a guy here who shot a woman dead. Not only is he allowed to travel from state to state, he's allowed to travel internationally? If Sean Hannity shot his director, one of his lady directors, dead with his... I use Hannity because he carries a gun, a real gun. If he accidentally shot a woman on his set dead and shot the director, do you think they let him travel around the country? Do you think Hannity would be able to go to the UK? And the UK, I know they're loosening some restrictions. The UK let Alec Baldwin, with this over his head, travel there? They let him enter the country? It's insane. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the second hour of the program. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1. Steve will be joining us at 8 o'clock. 1-888-465-2631. Back right after this.
I think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus.
You know, I didn't get to look at the chat to get the consensus. Steve sent me a text, conservative...
That's 954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have...
Didn't pass. Boy, if you can't pass their vetting, you're really corrupt. You've got some real problems. They seem to have dropped that. But anyway, there's a story in the news today. It's another one of those that they're trying to screw her over. The White House has sent Kamala Harris to, and I don't know if most people do that, but I think most people generally, when gas is affordable, wherever the gas is, fill it up. And you pull up to a gas pump now, $12, $5, $8, you know, and you could tell people are struggling with the prices. They're not filling their tank up because they may not have enough money in the bank account to cover filling up the tank. That's the way it is. I mean, you know, President Trump has announced another endorsement in a Republican primary. He has endorsed the primary challenger to sitting Republican Congress lady Nancy Mace. And this is amazing because, you know, President Trump is doing what it is that he's doing. He's draining the swamp of the Republican never-Trumpers, right? And Nancy Mace is a Republican who has attacked Trump and actually vocally, very openly blamed him for the January 6th Capitol breach, calling him the insurrectionist leader. So Trump has come out and endorsed her opponent, who is named Katie Arrington. And he did this yesterday. This is what Trump's focused in on like a laser right now, is draining the swamp of these never-Trumper traitors. You know, story is out there today. Liz Cheney on her holier-than-thou stage that she's on all the time, butter wouldn't melt in her mouth, comes out now that her husband has, it's bad enough who her father's doing business with, right? I mean, her father's basically a war criminal and war profiteer. If that were not bad enough, because you might say, well, you can't blame her for what her father did. I don't know about that. She's used all that to get where she is. But anyway, her husband is doing business with many, many Chinese companies. He's got a law firm, one of the biggest in the world, and among her husband's clients are a whole bunch of slave labor-owning Chinese companies. You know, what we're seeing now, the Olympics have made it a little more clear, okay? Because you're starting, you know, that thing with Nancy last week, the warning to the athletes, and you're seeing other things. What you're seeing both in the media and the political establishment of both parties is something you've never seen before, openly at least. You're seeing a realignment of prestige in the world. And what the Liz Cheneys and the Bidens, what they're doing is helping China surpass the United States as the world leader. And when you see these stories, like Pelosi's got a bunch of business in China, you know, all of them do. Mitch McConnell, Biden, now Liz Cheney. This one's a new one to me. Doesn't surprise me because she's, you know, what she is. But we find she's got a lot of business in China too now, making a lot of money out of China. The United States, we are basically an occupied country. We're a puppet nation. We're a client state of China because they have so much power, so much control, so much authority over our elected officials like never before. And, you know, there's always been special interests that have had involvement with politicians. We understand how donors work. We understand that people have family members that get jobs, but I don't think we have openly seen a foreign government, because, you know, in China the government owns at least 51% of a company, if not the whole company, because that's the law. Even like Disneyland in China is owned only 49% by Disney, 51% by China. That's the law because it's a communist state. But you see openly so many high-level government officials, the president, Cheney, all the rest, that are actively on the take with China. And they're openly doing it. That's what's new. It's not like a tobacco company that's an American company. That might be bad enough, but at least it's an American company run by Americans. This is a foreign government. And while they can't donate money, take money from foreign donors, if their kid or their husband or their wife or their brother or their daughter-in-law are taking money from them, that's perfectly fine legally, and that's what they're all doing. All right, listen, it's time to check in with Janet Cimarelli from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace with the Morning Health Report. Janet Cimarelli, good morning.
Good morning. I'm here with the health report. So I want to tell your listeners, Brian, that if they're having breathing difficulties, lots of people these days with viruses, breathing difficulties. So at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop, we have Nutramastic nasal spray that will take care of that. Maybe people are having some pain and issues with joint flexibility. So we have Full Life Rheuma Art. Maybe their energy isn't so good. So we have coenzyme Q10, we have DHEA, we have ginseng. We have so many different things to support energy. Maybe their memory isn't so good. We have acetyl L-carnitine. We have Wiley Summit DHA. Maybe their hormones are a little bit out of balance. We have so many different herbal approaches. Vitex, Jaceberry, we have Progesticare. We have so many different things to support.
Head back towards the food court. Right before the food court, look west. When you see the information booth, that's where AJ's Natural Wellness Shop is. All right, Janet, have a great day. We'll finish out the week already tomorrow. All right, take care. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour. When we get back, Steve Kane will be joining us, and I'm going to, I want to recap with Steve this just bizarre moment with Geraldo yesterday on the truckers, and another clip I have not played yet when he was talking about the crack pipe giveaway that he's all excited about too. And there's a few other topics we'll talk about too. Our number, toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll free call from wherever you are listening to us. And you might want to check out our website. You know, we have a brand new Steve Kane website. I worked very hard to build that site. SteveKaneShow.com, and it's a pretty good site. So go check that out as well, SteveKaneShow.com. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. It's 8 a.m. We'll be back with the third and final hour of today's show right after.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-CANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-CANE 1. And now, here's Steve.
All right, hour number 3 has begun. Just a minute after 8, I'm Brian Craig. It's The Steve Kane Show. Steve, you with us? Oh, my goodness. How's it going? Oh, great. Yeah, and it's a sunny day, so it's a nice day out, unlike yesterday, which was freezing and dark. Oh, man. So lots going on in the news today, and all of it's scarier.
Yeah, when I read my New York Post, the first 8 pages of the Post is the daily crime report.
Yeah.
I mean, this is way unusual.
Oh.
Just as taken over. Well,
People off.
No. What I'm saying is,
Oh. Well, you know, I saw yesterday. This is amazing. In the UK, they're lifting all mandates in the UK, and we'll be next.
The mandates and everything is because the last election, the virus that's safe, and they're going back to this one place.
Yeah. There's not one issue they're not on the wrong side. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistently screwing up since 1973. Yeah.
On every issue.
Oh yeah.
Not to say they're so desperate that they hold on to these things. It's become obvious to the general public by this time that the mandates are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Yep, that's right. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning. Deerfield Beach.
Deerfield Beach. What's up, Deerfield Beach?
Deerfield.
It's cold today.
You got to put your mouth up to the phone so we can hear you better. I think you're on a speaker.
Oh, okay.
That's.
Is it better?
It's a little better.
Okay, let me take you off speaker. Hold on.
Okay. Me, you, and the other 83,000 will hold on.
Today in Deerfield Beach.
It is cold. It's so cold that when I'm wearing a T-shirt and I almost went back in the house and changed my clothes. I said, forget it. So I froze on the way in today.
Listen, I just wanted to say you guys are fantastic. You have a great show. Go Trump. I love my president. He will always be my president. But my question is, I just need I had some
Canadian truckers, and I pulled up the audio. I played it at the top of the show. You were embarrassed for him?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me play it for you. This is your friend Geraldo yesterday.
To the freedom convoy, so-called. One man's freedom is another man's oppression. Their behavior has been nothing short of thuggish. In Ottawa, they've kept people in the neighborhood awake all night, revving their engines, blowing their horns. They've deprived Ottawa businesses of
millions
of dollars. Now they're blockading the international bridges. They are laying off people, cutting their shifts short in automotive assembly plants because they can't get the parts from Canada to the United States. They used their crowbars to threaten cops who.
I haven't seen that in the news with crowbar. That's a hallucination.
Who were going to tow their trucks away? They were blocking. They've told tow truck drivers that they'll remember them when this is all over. Clear intimidation tactic. To give them the mantle of freedom fighters is absolutely appallingly naive. I've spoken to my friends in Canada. They verify what I've said. New York Times is just reporting this 30 minutes ago. The Globe and Mail, the Toronto paper, this is for real. And now that it's spreading to other far-right groups.
What he's saying?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, okay? He's an old New York liberal. I don't want to say hippie. I wouldn't say he's, but he old hippie.
That era.
Okay, so all these old hippies like Geraldo, the Fight the Power crowd, they're all like establishment old fogies now, and they don't seem to realize it.
The history of this.
Steve Kane Show.
Remember, if you cast your mind back to the O.J. Simpson trial, now people were pretty upset, especially by the end of the trial when more and more stuff had been made public.
Yeah.
And Geraldo was the only one sticking up for
OJ.
He's the go-to guy for liberals when they're trying to support a helpless.
Oh, Well, I thought...
Like reversing the roles.
Yeah.
When the liberals are good guys, he's always...
Well, I remember when he was defending OJ, and I gave him a pass back then because I just figured he was trying to score an interview with OJ, which was a big deal, like a big interview when he got out of jail after the acquittal. So and Greta Van Susteren had the first interview with OJ. She went home with him that day from the jail, from the courthouse, and got the first, not Geraldo. Well, she wasn't married to him, so she was safe. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Wisconsin Gary. Hey, Wisconsin Gary.
Good morning, Brian and Steve. How are we doing today?
Great. I got a MAGA care package from Wisconsin Gary in the mail here at the radio station today, Steve. Yeah. I'm gonna go. I haven't gone through the box yet, but I'm going to.
Well, there is a lot of stuff in there, so just to let you know, don't be surprised of when you open it. We were tracking that number left and right to make sure it got down to you guys on time, but needless to say, it was down there yesterday sometime. I think it was in the afternoon when it arrived.
Well, that's great.
Radio station.
That's awesome. I'm looking. I'm gonna go. I'll show everybody on YouTube after the show what's in the box. I'll go through the box.
There's a lot there, Brian.
Oh my goodness. If there's something good, Steve, I'll make sure to give it to you.
How nice. There's plenty of stuff in there.
Okay.
Because we're talking about Geraldo here, I've been following a lot of the Convoy stuff left and right, and Geraldo is just so way out of touch. It's just kind of like when he did that live thing with that cave thing or whatever else.
Al Capone's vault.
Yeah, and basically just it comes up with nothing because there's nobody at all that's got crowbars there or anything. It's a complete, outright, peaceful protesting, and with a lot of it that's actually happening there.
And it's an outright lie to say otherwise, to talk about crowbars. I mean, give me a break.
It is, indeed, but,
Did you see the Canadian police beating up that old 80-year-old guy?
4 feet tall, too.
For honking his horn.
Yeah.
They mugged him.
Yeah, 4 feet tall guy.
But the funny thing is, because with this Canadian convoy now, because I've been following a lot of it, they actually have a website now, or kind of a website, and they got Rebel News that kind of gives a little bit of the convoy, but now this is starting to spread throughout the rest of the whole foreign countries, Switzerland, Finland, more of the UK. A lot of these areas are starting to stand up more to these
MAGA care package from Gary.
Waking up here.
The whole world is waking up left and right, and that's good to see that.
Except for Joe Biden.
Just the U.S.
Well, let me tell you, I'm assuming we're going to see a massive demonstration here in America because American truck drivers work with the Canadians and go back and forth too. I'm assuming there's going to be a major event with American truckers.
And what's happening with the Ambassador Bridge, I mean, that's right there by Detroit, Michigan. And I haven't been, of course, this last week I was over on the west side. If I would have probably seen more of it when I was if I would have delivered it around Detroit, I probably would have took live footage of it because I would imagine a lot of vehicles are parked on that Ambassador Bridge. And they're blocking that, and then I heard over by more of the western side of the United States they're actually starting to block trucks from coming in from there. So, I mean, this is starting to turn out bigger, more huge than anything ever in my lifetime I've ever seen in any...
Well, and the Democrats, Republicans, led by Martin Luther King, blocked the bridge in Selma, and I thought that was a momentous civil rights moment, the bridge in Selma. Now, all of a sudden, conservative-minded people block a bridge, and it's like domestic terrorism.
Right, and that's not even remotely it, because like a couple days ago, I heard that Saskatchewan province was actually going to start backing down on it. There was live footage of that they're starting to back down from the mandates. Now, we're just waiting, basically, for the rest of Canada and other countries, and of course, some of the people, like in New York, that governor now, she's backing off of mandates because they're hearing what's going on. So a lot of these areas throughout either the U.S. or other nations are starting to literally back off on where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, the media just started covering this a couple days ago. And they're covering it more and more, and it's becoming more a part of the dialogue. And the truckers are going to win this. They're going to win this.
And if the U.S.
They control the food supply.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We basically control everything what comes into your houses. I mean, that package Brian's got on his desk, I mean, that came by a truck, airplane, or however they got it down there. That's how it got over there, by a truck. Unless people are going to actually go to a store or go to the manufacturing company and pick up the stuff right directly from there.
Well, first you got to go to China. You got to go to China first, because that's where everything's made.
I must say, I didn't know the Canadians had it in them, but it's...
And, I'll tell you one other thing, too, and I maybe I'm wrong, but I bet these are unionized drivers because it's Canada. And this, yeah.
It's like, it would be interesting to know if somebody from Canada that's up there that has called in, if they can say if a lot of these are Canadian labor truck drivers or not. I mean, I've never heard of that, but I mean, I would be great if somebody from Canada that is actually a truck driver that could be listening to this broadcast before it ends.
But we have a lot of...
Oh, yeah. I've heard from some already say, hey, Gary, we got to run, but thanks for the call, and thanks for the MAGA care package. Okay, take care. Thanks so much. Because I looked in and I saw a MAGA hat, so I know it's a MAGA care package. There's one in pink. You can have that one, Steve. Yeah, I know you love pink. Yeah, the one right on top is pink. Yeah, I'll give you the pink one. The other one's hot pink. No, I don't know, Steve. I'll go through it in a bit, but we'll take our break. All right, you're listening. Yeah.
Get back. If anybody out there knows
Steve Kane Show
about the Donald's
Hey, Barry.
speaking engagements or appearances,
Oh.
to keep you posted. For those who are following Donald, he seems to be communicating from week to week.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know where he is. If you know where he's going or for any appearances we don't know about, call in, give us that information. We'll make it public. And we'll be back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Yep.
All right, and on the line we have your attorney, Steve, from the Siegel Law Group, attorney Barry Siegel. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing good.
Good to hear your voice, Steve. How are you doing?
Good.
Excellent. So, on Tuesday, I talked about how we have Valentine's Day coming, and one of the most important gifts that we can give to anybody is the gift of protection and the gift of peace of mind. Those are really the ultimate gifts. And so, the other day we were talking about the gift of protection from probate and guardianship. And today I'd like to talk about the gift of protecting our assets from the cost of long-term care. And what we're talking about is making sure that if we don't have sufficient long-term care insurance, which I highly recommend anybody who could get it, you should, if it's affordable and you're eligible to get it. But if you don't have it or don't have enough, then it's really important to make sure that you're set up so that the only alternative you have left is not just paying out of pocket and potentially going broke. It's to make sure that you could qualify to get government benefits to offset the cost of long-term care. And a lot of that goes to making sure that your estate planning documents are prepared properly, not just to leave the assets to the people you want, to have the right fiduciaries in place, and to avoid probate, but also to make sure you don't lose all your assets during your lifetime. Otherwise, what good is the estate plan if you lost everything during your lifetime? So today, the lesson is the gift of protecting your assets from long-term care. And anyway, I wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group when you mention you heard them on the Steve Kane Show. The website is siegellawgroup.com, and the number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and that's Attorney Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. All right, Barry, we'll finish out the week tomorrow. All right, take care. This week's flown by. I can't believe it's Thursday already, Steve. Oh, my goodness, it's flown by.
Do you know of any events?
I was looking just now while we were talking, and I don't see any Trump rallies announced.
Well, weekend, then.
Oh, that's why.
Move things up a little.
I did not even know it was Super Bowl weekend. It tells you how little I care about, you know. Okay, I do have some information here on Trump. Okay, it says here, Donald Trump is planning to hold a rally. Let me make sure. Let me check the date on this article first. Yep, this is yesterday. President Donald Trump, well, they say former President Donald Trump, is planning to hold a rally in South Carolina this month. But we don't have the details yet. They haven't announced the exact date or location. Well, you know what? It's probably President's Day is later this month, so he's probably don't want to do anything on Super Bowl weekend because that could be a disaster with Trump. Although I think Trump could fill up a rally even on a Super Bowl weekend. I think the MAGA movement is that strong and that interested that he could still fill up a venue, but he won't do anything against the Super Bowl. But a President's Day rally sounds perfect. Yeah, I'd like to see that. You know, I'll tell you another thing. You know, I got a question about Geraldo because, so he did that, but then later he was talking to Hannity about the crack pipes giveaway that's going on. Listen.
Do junkies' lives matter? We lost 100,000 Americans in the last 1 year to overdose deaths. Fentanyl is everywhere. It's in all of these drugs. They opened these 2 pilot locations where they safe, secure, where the junkies can shoot up. They've saved 114 lives in 6 weeks.
Right,
it's not a pretty thing. It's awful. I hate it. And yet, what's the option? Watching them overdose? Watching them die in the street? Watching them...
Okay, so this is my question. Is he for real or is he acting?
It's a subtle answer here. It's a... Deep down, that's his natural, comfortable position, the liberal position, and saying some of these bizarre things. But he's definitely been hired to fill that role on the station, because let's face it, Fox is pretty strongly to the right now. So he was hired to play devil's advocate, and he knows that. I don't know that they had a meeting and sat down, and I don't think they had to tell him that. I think he knew that.
Yeah.
Fulfilling the role which is required at this point in time in his career.
Well, and in that clip, I don't know if you guys could hear it, and maybe I didn't play all of it. We didn't hear the whole thing. But in that clip, it might have been in the part I aired, Geraldo said, when he was talking about the crack pipe giveaway, he says they bring their own drugs, so they're not, you know... Well, then they should be arrested. Oh, okay, that's one. Okay, that's great. Yeah, they bring their own drugs. Fine, no problem. Okay, now I get. Okay, I didn't realize they brought their own drugs, their own crack. I mean, I see. Yeah, I'm just, you know. So, and I thought when he said that was just like a signal, like I'm just playing around here. I'm not this stupid. You know, I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But I'll tell you this. As stupid as he is sounding with all of these comments, he's much easier to take than Juan Williams. I could not stand Juan Williams. Yeah, I mean, you know, and I realized it's not the liberal opinion that turned me off as much as it was Juan Williams himself. Because Geraldo, we just laugh about it and we talk about it. With Juan Williams, it was just, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe just because he's more likable. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number. 888-465-2065. 6:31. Okay, so I was played this right at the top of the show. I want to play it for you. Nancy Pelosi was asked yesterday about the Capitol Police break-in of the Republican office, and also about the surveillance the Capitol Police are doing on Republican MAGA members of the House of Representatives. And what the reporter asked Nancy Pelosi is, did she know about it and did she approve of it? And I thought her answer was interesting. Not so much the beginning part, but the end. Listen, this is Pelosi.
Hey, don't waste your time. I have no power over the Capitol Police. Does anybody not know that the Capitol Police have responded to that gentleman's allegation, and that stands as what it is. But I have no power over the police. Thank you all very much. Won't see you for a bit.
Okay, then she got on her broom. She got on her broom and sped away. Yeah, to San Francisco. Yeah. The broom's waiting. But two things I took from that. One, she has no oversight over Capitol. What are they, a rogue agency that answers to no one? Give me a break.
It's so fast. I mean, she wasn't. She wanted to avoid any follow-up questions.
Yeah.
I mean, she got out of there.
Yeah. And she didn't say anything about. She didn't say, I did not know about it. It was wrong if it happened. I did not approve of it. They didn't. She didn't. There were no denials, and she didn't even question any of the things that the congressman said. They, I mean, she was very non-committal on the whole thing. Yeah, I'll play it again. Yeah, but I'll play it one more time, and then you can hear she doesn't deny it, which I thought was an interesting thing.
You can tell it sets off a button with her. I mean, she freaks out.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's always freaked out. Let me cue it up again. Here we go.
Hey, don't waste your time. I have no power over the Capitol Police. Does anybody not know that the Capitol Police have responded to that gentleman's allegation, and that stands as what it is. But I have no power over the police. Thank you all very much. Won't see you for a bit.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, till the next news cycle. Well, based on her response, I would say she approved of it, she knew about it, she was briefed before, she was briefed after, and everything the Republicans said about the break-in was true. Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, now she's flying off on the broom to the Super Bowl.
The fact that she ended the conference there is one thing.
Yeah.
But how quick she did it shows you that she wasn't going to stick around for a second.
And when they asked her about it, you can hear she sounds like Margaret Hamilton there in the beginning, and she was very angry at the question. She had a physical reaction to the question. Like, how dare you? This isn't supposed to. You're not supposed to ask real questions. That's not what I'm up here for. This is a photo op. Don't you know what we're doing here?
Pelosi is used to talking to stupid people.
Yes, Democrats.
Exactly. I mean, what she says makes absolutely no sense to anybody who follows the news, unless you're following it on MSNBC. I guess it's still doing that crap.
Yeah. Yeah. One of our listeners sent me a message yesterday. I did not know these were available. They bought at MyPillow.com and got a very good deal on it with the promo code Kane at checkout, because, whatever special you see at MyPillow.com, you can take advantage of with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. You can also use the promo code Kane in Mike Lindell's My Store. MyPillow's, the website has been totally revamped and updated, and when you go there, you'll see the My Store link. The promo code Kane works on all those items as well. One of our listeners, I'm going to show everybody on YouTube, bought one of the most beautiful crosses I've ever seen from MyPillow.com. I did not even know they had crosses, and it's made of copper, and it is beautiful and shiny like I've never seen before, and they got a very good deal on it, a big discount with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. And to find the crosses on the MyPillow website, there's a search bar. So when you go to MyPillow.com, type in cross or crosses, and it'll come up, and it's beautiful. I have not had a chance to look through all of them yet, but I believe they do, Steve. Yeah. So go and check that out. Now, Valentine's Day's coming up, and that cross, by the way, would be a great gift. But also, the MyPillow bathrobes. They're 30% off with our promo code at checkout, Kane, K-A-N-E. And his and her bathrobes are great Valentine's Day gifts. They have a bunch of new colors in. Everything is in stock. They have pink for the ladies. They've got a burgundy that's new, greens, blues, browns, whites, grays. They've got a bunch of new colors in. And they also have a new style of robe. The one I have, my wife and I got these for our Valentine's Day gifts last year, the his and her bathrobes. We have the heavy robe. And since they've come out with a second style, which is a lighter robe. And they're all in stock, 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout. And the My Pillow, My Slippers to go with the bathrobe, they are 50% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Now, there's a flash sale going on that I want to tell everybody about on a couple of items because it is going to disappear. And it's going to disappear. They call it a flash sale, so it'll disappear in a flash. These sales I'm going to tell you about right now with our promo code Kane. The first is the 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, 60% off. You can get the Giza Cotton Dream Sheets as low as $39.99 right now. The 6-piece My Pillow towel set, normally $110, over 70% off. Just $29.99 for the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, $29.99. And this is just amazing. I have so many of these products, including this one. The My Pillow 3-inch mattress topper, which is the thickest mattress topper Mike Lindell makes. Comes with a 10-year warranty. It'll help regulate your body temperature. It helps relieve pressure points. It gives you comfort. It gives you support, and it'll change your life. I know it's changed mine. The 3-inch mattress topper, 50% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. And you can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. And when you call, if you're interested in the crosses, which are beautiful, talk to them on the phone about that too. Promo code Kane. We'll be back right after this.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, so somebody during the break, Steve, said between the free Obama phones and the free crack pipes, they're like giving people druggy... No, wait. You haven't. They said they're giving people druggy starter kits. The government... The druggy starter kit. If Saturday Night Live wasn't, that'd be a great Saturday Night Live skit if they weren't so politically driven to the left these days. Oh my gosh, a druggy starter kit. I love it. Oh my goodness. You know, Carrie Lake, Carrie Lake, yeah.
Like it's a joke, but the fact is, it's true.
That's what makes it funny. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Paid for with our tax dollars. Crack pipes and free phones. Oh my gosh. How do you get those free phones? I have to pay my cell phone bill every month. You know, I don't know. And I don't understand why they aren't giving them the free crack too, right? If you get, what good's the pipe without the crack? Carrie Lake, who President Trump has endorsed, she's running for governor in Arizona. She gave an interview to 60 Minutes Australia, and which, it seems like a strange thing, but the Australian Australia is under it's like a penal colony again, right? They're under complete lockdown. And 60 Minutes Australia is not like 60 Minutes here. And they also have Sky News over there, which is, Rupert Murdoch's operation. And I watch it all the time online. They are so conservative and have all the news going on in American politics that you don't see on American television, and it's in Australian. It's very good. So Kari Lake did an interview on the Australian version of 60 Minutes, and they were talking to her about the lockdowns in Australia. I got a call today from a listener in Montreal, Steve, Canada. He says the bars are not even open yet up there. They got the bars shut down up in Canada. And in Australia, it's worse. And Kari Lake said the only thing this is what she said in the interview. So they're having meltdowns in the media about this already. Kari Lake said in
the United States,
they're bringing it back.
Nobody can.
That's right.
Get booze, but
yeah,
nerved people to the point where they had to change it.
All you needed was a prescription. You could get a prescription for booze during Prohibition. But anyway, Kari Lake, she said the only thing that's keeping the United States from being Australia is that we have a Second Amendment and Australia doesn't. Either does Canada, by the way. And that's true. And this incident in Canada, because I don't think we've ever talked about Canadian politics ever on the program, and certainly not multiple shows over the course of a week.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that I probably should not say what I'm about to say, but what the hell? I'm going to say it. I think the reason Canadian politics aren't as controversial as American politics is because the country's not that diverse. I know there are minorities in Canada, but like 3. There's 4 black people, 2 Hispanics. You know what I mean? And if you think about it, in this country, most of the political division is down racial lines. And that's how the media and the Democrats play it, on racial lines. And they don't have that tool in Canada because there's so few minorities. And the ones that are, they don't have the slavery history that we do here that they can rile them up with. But I think that's why they don't have the political divisions that we have. If you think about it, that's the main play the Democrats use, is racial division, in this country. How do you play the race card in Canada with 3 black people?
Well, that's a good point. But you got outstanding example of what happens when.
Yeah.
Very kind of calm and passive and kind of nice, but it shows that everybody has their breaking point. And these.
The truckers have had it. Well, 85% of the truckers, even among this group, are vaccinated. This is not about vaccination. They keep confusing these issues between being anti-vax and against mandates. What happens with these drivers is 80% of the Canadian population live within 150 miles of the U.S. border. That's amazing. So these truck drivers all day are driving into the United States. When they return back to Canada, they have to go through a 10-day quarantine. And that's the issue that no one's talking about this, because that's so stupid, especially when we have a completely open border on our southern border. And it's that 10-day. Yeah, exactly. It's that 10-day lockdown that they have to go through, of isolation, that sparked this. And no one in the media is talking about it because it's of course absurd, to have this, especially with people that basically work alone. They're in their semi-trucks alone, right? So it really just doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, listen, our number is toll-free, no matter where you are, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. And if you'd like to call in on anything we brought up today, you certainly are welcome to do so, and your calls are very much welcome. But I'll tell you, this that issue with Nancy in that press conference yesterday, the fact that came up with her, that issue was not going to go away. surveilling of the MAGA Republican members of the House of Representatives, and I bet you when Trump has his next rally, that's going to be one of the issues he discusses. You know, and the fact you have the media the Democrats have lost really the support of the media like they once had. Maybe this shakeup at CNN got some of the media like, okay, we better ask some questions now, because they're not just being press release stories anymore. They're actually asking real, like that question was not supposed to be asked yesterday. Now there was this other, and this is just so typical of the left. Did you see this thing? I played it before you joined, but you may not have been listening quite that time. Marjorie Taylor Greene misspoke on TV talking about the Gestapo. Did you see this?
Yes.
Okay,
it's a Spanish soup.
Someone told me it's a cold soup.
It's a cold soup.
Yeah.
Which is basically composed of tomatoes.
Cold soup doesn't sound for me. No.
Taste buds going either.
Yeah, well, let me play the clip real quick. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police spying on members of Congress, spying on the legislature.
Okay, now she either the media have the biggest scandal in decades, and they're worried about whether or not Marjorie Taylor Greene misspoke or not. We're going to take our last break of the day. When we get back, it'll be time for the Gold Report. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be back right after this.
This is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current...
All right, we are back, and Steve, we have on the line from the offices of William Youngerman right here in Boca, William Youngerman with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. Good morning, William Youngerman.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Good. How the metals looking?
Metals looking good. A lot of exciting news going on. The CPI numbers came out, spiking even higher, 0.7, with putting inflation at a 40-year high right now. We have to go all the way back to 1982 to see numbers like this. And gold responded all over the place, but has been going up on inflation of these inflation numbers. Yesterday we saw gold rise another $7.60, putting it at $1,833.20. Silver was up 12 cents at $23.28 the ounce. Platinum gained $2 yesterday, closing at $1,033, and palladium was up $38 at $2,218 the ounce. Overnight and this morning, we've seen gold trade in a pretty big range, at a low of $1,821 all the way up to $1,838. Right now, gold trading around $1,831. That's down $2.20. Silver's up 7 cents, $23.35. I'm liking the way silver is trading these days. It's looking very bullish. I would encourage anybody, if they don't have any silver in their positions, to do so very soon or now. Many of the silver products are 2 months to 5 months out to get product. We still have good product line availability, but I'm telling you that there's going to be a huge short squeeze on silver.
No.
Platinum up or down $3 right now at $1,030. Palladium at $2,200.
Ago, there's a new. This is a real story. There's a new book coming out trashing Trump's White House years of his first term. you know, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it'd be if something like that happens in Los Angeles, that's a long way from Ottawa. What they're doing time and time again, whether it's those Republican congressmen or the truckers here, anyone who opposes them is a domestic terror threat, right? Now they got Homeland Security looking at trucker convoy. I thought the trucker convoy is like a sit-in. It's a peaceful they're sitting in their trucks, but it's a sit-in, right?
Yeah.
And Geraldo with his traffic jam complaint. It's true, especially in the winter.
Trying to make the did you see the footage that occurred yesterday? This 80-some-odd-year-old man being roughed up by two.
Oh my gosh, they beat the tar out of him. I couldn't believe.
And he got the crap.
And because they outlawed and he honked his horn. Okay. A judge in Ottawa outlawed horn honking, and that was meant for the semi trucks, because all the trucks are there and they're always honking the horn. You know how loud semi horns are. This guy that they beat the crap out of and arrested him, the cops in Canada. He went by, saw the protest, and just gave a toot of the horn of support. Everybody's done this, beep beep, and you wave. He said he just gave him a thumbs up. He beeped the horn and gave him a thumbs up. And the cops beat him up and arrested him. We support the police. I was talking to a call about this yesterday, Steve. In Florida, our police are mostly conservative MAGA people because we're in Florida. But you go to these liberal areas like Ottawa, New York, Los Angeles, the cops are liberals because it's a liberal area, and that a lot. Conservative cops didn't beat up a 4-foot-tall, old 80-year-old man for beeping his horn and giving the thumbs up to the truckers. Those are liberal cops. Come on,
Perhaps, but I don't think you can make that as a.
Well, I would bet you Derek Chauvin from the Floyd case is a Democrat. They're in these liberal areas. Chances are they're a Democrat. That's where the police departments hire among the population of the area. That's their labor pool. They're mostly liberal. I know Florida. I don't know a single Florida cop that's not a conservative. I know a lot of cops, and they're all conservative. Yeah. But that thing in Canada, and what really surprised me about it, they were being filmed all over the place, so they know that the people had their cell phones out filming them. They know that arrest was going to go on the internet. What possessed them to rough up and arrest?
I think they just reacted impulsively, and it was just one of those moments that got caught on.
Yeah. Well, if the truckers were the type of people that Geraldo says, the truckers were cussing at them. I heard them. They were using some profanities. I watched the whole video. At the cops, they're like, "What the f are you doing?" He's scared. He didn't do anything. Why are you effing with him? That kind of stuff. But they were nonviolent.
But it was something I would expect out of liberals, the way he did it. It was really. I don't think he had to go to the.
Yeah.
I think Biden's out of it, and everybody knows it at this point. But it was scary when you think that. When you think that.
Yeah. I know.
Up there that can prevail for the administration.
Everyone at the top is. Pelosi, Biden, Kamala. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Now listen, we're out of time, so you want to sign us off, Steve? Yeah.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow. I guess that's the bottom line, and we invite you all to join us. So until tomorrow, on behalf of Lori Kane.
Yeah.
It's like a son to.
No.
See you tomorrow. God bless Donald Trump.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair.
All right, guys. Oh, I got to run for a meeting, but I wanted to go through this a little bit. Let me show you what Gary got me here. I have not gone through the box, just the top of it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he gave me his cell phone number. This, I'm assuming, is for Kathy. This is all from Wisconsin Gary. Now, oh, my goodness. This is awesome. Look at this. This is a Trump hat. Signature is embroidered. 45th president. '24 Trump hat. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Dark chocolate morsels. Oh yes. Hold on. This is all from Wisconsin Gary and his wife.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Oh my goodness. This is a don't blame me, I voted for Trump flag. And then inside of it, here in the back, look at this. There's a Melania coin and a gold Trump $100 bill. This is all from Wisconsin Gary. Pretty awesome, Gary. Thank you so much. And I love dark chocolate. I got to tell you, I love dark chocolate. Oh my goodness. That is a very nice gift. Thank you, guys. Well, send all your, hey Wookie, send all your friends from the Newsmax chat to my channel. I know they'll love my channel. Get your friends over there to sub, all right? I would appreciate that. All right, guys, I got to take off, but thanks for watching. Thanks, Wisconsin Gary and your wife, Mrs. Wisconsin, for all this cool stuff. I'll give Steve one of those hats, and for the dark chocolate morsels, too. Oh, I love those. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.